Good evening, everyone. Since this end bad governance protest in Nigeria started, there are some persons that I was expecting to speak up or to tell Nigerians or even the federal government about what is going on. Maybe they could listen to them, or maybe their words could be important for people to beckon on. And one of them is like someone like Olusegun Obasanjo, Ibrahim Batamusi Babangida, General Gowon, because these are the people who also generated part of the problem that we are facing today. And most of these people, including Erofai and so many political bigwigs in the north, their silence is so dangerous. So today, Obasanjo spoke and he said that there is a danger ahead. And his words says Nigeria is sitting on the keg of gunpowder. Federal government must address the end bad governance protest concerns. Obasanjo warns. Let me repeat that. Nigeria is sitting on keg of gunpowder. You know, when something is sitting on keg of gunpowder, meaning it could blow at any moment. The federal government must address the end bad governance protesters' concern. Now, there is a very genuine reason why Obasanjo is raising alarm, telling the federal government to understand the concerns of the youth who are protesting. Number one is that, you see, people might use this protest as an avenue to carry out what they have been planning in Nigeria since. You also what has been going on, especially when it comes to the international politics coming in during this period of protest, where people are waving Russia flag, sewing Russia flag, trying to draw the attention of the world that, oh, we have seceded. Arewa Republic have seceded from Nigeria. Their mind is no longer in Nigeria. Their thought is no longer in Nigeria. So no matter what you do, no matter what you think, Obasanjo is warning that if Tinubu did not listen to us, that Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder, meaning something dangerous is about to happen. You see, it is important for us to understand how Obasanjo speaks sometimes. He's one of the people, especially old leaders, that always warn ahead of time. Most of the things he said, I'm using, his statements to judge him. Most of the things he said some years ago, all of them have come to pass. Now, Obasanjo is also the one who said that democracy cannot work in Nigeria. And that is what I have been believing since, based on my evidence, my experience, and what I'm seeing. So I always take his words serious, since I discovered that everything he said always come to pass. So when Obasanjo is talking about the issue of protest, that it is going to bring a dangerous thing to Nigeria, I think Tinubu should listen to him and do what we ask him to do. Now, this article is from the People's Gazette, and it reads, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has urged the federal government to listen to the concerns of the youth, which has necessitated nationwide end bad governance protest. Mr. Obasanjo, who spoke while playing host to 6 members of the National Assembly on Friday in Abeokuta, said that the youth sought through their nationwide protest was legitimate. Out of quote. That is the word I have been waiting to hear from so many people, that our protest is legitimate. I know that tomorrow now, maybe federal government must have been preparing to use force against us again, because as far as I'm concerned, we are preparing for 1 million man march in Abuja, and everything will be shut down. We are going to protest peacefully, but my concerns, and it's just like your concern, it's always the same thing, that the federal government will always send police against us, but we are not going to be, we are not going to have fear because of the evil plans they have been planning against the protesters. So I am so delighted to understand Obasanjo's statement that our genuine concerns must be addressed. Now, he said there could be direct consequences if their demands were unmet as soon as possible. There could be direct consequences if their need is not met as soon as possible. You see, these are mere words, but how I wish people will understand what Obasanjo is saying. How I wish people will understand. There could be direct consequences if their demands were unmet as soon as possible. Problem though, people don't know what is going on in Nigeria, especially when it comes to the international politics playing on in Nigeria. You know why I'm so concerned about international politics in Nigeria? It is because Nigeria don't have power against international politics. It will come and play before your very own eyes and you can't do nothing, because there could be powers that is greater than your country that is playing out. So Tinubu should be very, very careful. Obasanjo is warning for the last time that there could be direct consequences if their demands were unmet as soon as possible. Mark that word, as soon as possible. We are in one voice with Obasanjo. There could be a direct consequences if their need is not met, if our need is not met. Now, the article continues. Since legislatures are co-sponsor of the bill seeking a single 6-year term for presidency and rotation between the North and the South. As I have warned earlier, this is what Obasanjo said. As I have warned earlier, we should recognize that we are all sitting on a powder keg if we fail to begin doing the right thing. For instance, what the youths are demanding is very legitimate and should be listened to. Why should they be denied what rightfully belongs to them? That is the question. Why should we be denied what is rightfully ours? What is rightfully, our own? They are denying it against us, and they say we can't even demand it. They clap us down. They fire tear gas at us. They shoot some people. They kill some people. Their crime is that these people are demanding for their right. There will be a direct consequences. Now, it says, you are what you are today because you are a Nigerian. I am what I am also because I'm a Nigerian. So why should they be Nigerians and be languishing in poverty? They made demands and we are not listening to them. Many of them are frustrated, desperate, angry, unemployed. What do we expect? He queried. Mr. Obasanjo noted that for Nigeria to attain its highest status, all hands must be on deck, just as our mentality should also change. He said the issue is not whether the country should adopt a single 6-year term or maintain the status quo, adding, if the mentality of the people in governance does not change, then Nigeria will remain where it is. Let me clap for Obasanjo. You see why this paragraph is very important. And a lot of people have been saying, let us do this, Nigeria will get better. If the mentality of the leaders did not change, even though you even do whatever you want to do, nothing is going to change. Because these people, they have made up their mind. They are on a mission to kill, to destroy Nigeria, and to scatter everything. Now, the following paragraph reads that we have to decarbonize our brain. If you give a person one single term of 6 years, he will do the same harm he could have done in 2 terms or of 4 years. If you have a system you can trust, you have an INEC you can trust, then it will not matter the number of years, Mr. Obasanjo said. Speaking earlier, Ikenga Ugochire, who led the 5 other lawmakers, said that the country should move towards adopting single 6-year term for president. Mr. Ugochire said there should be a rotational mechanism for governance between the North and the South, just as the state government should rotate governance among the 3 senatorial districts. He called for a rejig of the nation's law to accommodate these changes. Other lawmakers who accompanied Mr. Ugochire on the visit were Abdul Malik Danga from Kogi State, Midala Mandami from Borno State, Matu Mwogo, Imo State, Peter Anekwe Anambra, and Kama Nkankama, yes, from Ebonyi State. So this is the end of the article. I really understand what Obasanjo said, but who is going to listen to him? Who will tell Tinubu that Nigeria is sitting on the, on a keg of gunpowder that is about to blow up? Who will tell Tinubu that there is danger ahead, there is frustration among the people, that people are not smiling? Who is going to tell him? Anyway, I think we have done everything that we could. We will continue to resist what the government is doing. This embargo government protest is an idea whose time has come, and we are not going to retreat from it. As we are preparing for the 1 million man march in Abuja tomorrow, maybe the federal government will be thinking that after the protest, that everything will render us. No, it's not going to render us. We will continue to protest by all means, through mobilization, through technology, through criticism, and so on and so forth, because this is an idea whose time has come. And as I speak to you, don't get it twisted. Most of people from Arewa have seceded out of Nigeria because they cannot continue to languish in abject poverty where they have the money, everything that they're supposed to use for their future. The time is now. The people must arise and hold the government responsible. Thanks for listening.